Welcome students. So today we are going to start with the next chapter, and name of the chapter is linking the spreadsheet data. So basically in this particular chapter we are going to learn how to link the data from the various sheets. But before we do that, we are going to learn some of the basics because that's the part of the chapter. So let us go ahead and just let us go through the basics which you are quite aware of, but still, since it's the part of the chapter, we will go through it. So the first part is like, how to rename the sheet. So as you can see in front of you, this is a spreadsheet, and name of this particular sheet is sheet 1, and you can locate the name at the bottom, that is at the bottom left. Okay, so that's the sheet 1. So name of my sheet is sheet 1. Now if I want, I can actually rename the sheet. So basically I need to just give a right click onto that sheet. Okay, that's the name of the sheet, and there is an option called as rename sheet. Just select that, and over here you can put the name, whatever name you feel like. I'm going to give the name something like unit 1. Okay, and then click OK, and then this is the sheet that I have, that is unit 1. Now if I want to add one more sheet, so how I can do that? Now there is a plus sign out here. If you click onto that, immediately a new sheet will be added next to unit 1. But there is another way, which is a kind of a long cut way, but still it's the option that you should know. So how we can do that is give a right click onto the name of the sheet, that is unit 1, and then there is an option called as insert sheet. Now this is quite handy in case you want that the new sheet that will get created, it should be before the current sheet. Okay, so if you want that preferences, then in that case you shouldn't be using that plus sign. So right now I'm going to say that I want after the current sheet, and then you can give a name to your sheet. I'm going to call this as unit 2. Okay, then you have to just click on the OK, and then you can see that the new sheet, that is unit 2, is in front of you. So this is unit 1, and this is unit 2. So these are the two sheets. So this is how you can insert sheets using that option. And if you want to delete any sheet, so you have to give a right click on that particular sheet, that is the name of the sheet, and then there is an option called as delete sheet. Okay, so just click on delete sheet, and then it is going to ask you whether you really want to delete that sheet or not. If you say yes, it is going to get deleted. Right now I'm just going to close this. Okay, so this is how you can delete the sheet. Now how to link the data from the various sheets, and that is what we are going to learn. Now we have unit 1, and let us just give the marks for the unit 1, that is the marks of the students. So I'm going to just consider the marks of a particular student. So let me just type the name of the subjects and the marks. So I'm going to have English, then I'm going to have maths, and then science, and maybe Hindi I forgot, and then computers. Okay, and then I'm going to give some marks to the students like so, 35 and 67. So let us assume this is the marks of a particular student. So I'm going to name the student or whatever it is. Okay, just a sample data. I'm going to copy this. So this is like the unit 1 marks. So I'm going to go to sheet 2, and in sheet 2 I'm going to just paste that. Okay, so these are the marks of unit 2. So I'm going to change some of the marks out here, something like this. Okay, then I will go back to unit 1, and let us have the total of these marks. So how we are going to have a total? We have to start the formula So we need a formula to calculate the total. So I'm going to start with equal to sign, and then we have a function called as sum. Select that range with the mouse and then the closing bracket and press enter. The moment you press enter, we have that formula out here, right? I mean that total out here. Same thing I'm going to do it for unit 2 as well. So I'm going to say something like this: total equal to sum, open the bracket, select the range and then close the bracket, and that's it. Okay, so we have this total of 251, and that's of unit 2 and unit 1. And now I want a third sheet. So how I'm going to do that is give a right click and insert sheet, and I'm going to say after the current sheet, and I'm going to name this sheet like, final total or something of that sort, or simply final. Okay, so this is just a way I'm showing how you can basically link the data from the various sheet. So what I can do is I can have the same subjects over here too, and I'm going to have that total of all the subjects. So basically for English I need the total of unit 1 plus unit 2. So how I'm going to do that? Again, I'm going to start with the equal to sign. Okay, every formula starts with the equal to sign, and then what I can do is I can type the name of the sheet, that is unit 1 dot, and then I can give the the cell address. So in unit 1 the cell address is basically C3. Okay, plus then I can type unit dash 2, and the cell address is also C3, and I'm going to press enter. So basically this is giving an error because the reference did not work properly. So okay, I'm just going to show you this, okay, how to do this quickly. Okay, let me just go back. Okay, then equal to sign, you can start with the equal to sign, and then we are going to know exact the how to do that with the keyboard also. Okay, so you can go to unit 1, and unit 1 select that particular cell, that is C3, and you're supposed to start with a dollar sign. So I just forgot that. Oh, dollar, and then under the single quotes, maybe this is not visible to you. Okay, I'm going to show that in the final result. Okay, and then I will come to final. Okay, and you can see this is what I was supposed to type, that was a dollar, and then the single quotes, under the single quotes I have unit dash 1 dot C3, and then I'm going to say plus. Okay, so you can do this typing it through the keyboard also, and then I'm supposed to go to unit 2 and select the cell, that is C3, and again I click on final, and that's the address. So if you are directly typing it through the keyboard, so this is what you're supposed to type, that is the dollar, and then the single quotes unit minus 1 dash 1 and the hyphen and dot C3 plus the cell address of unit 2. Okay, so this is what it is all about. And you can also see that I just gave a wrong name, that was unit, I did unti, that is UNTI. Okay, so anyway, that's I'll just, before I go ahead, let me just rename that perfectly. That was this one, unit. So let me rename this as unit 2. Okay, now it's perfect. And now I go to final and give a equal to sign, and now let us try to type it through the keyboard. So that was the dollar sign. So basically dollar is for the absolute reference, and I give the name, that is the single quotes unit hyphen 1, then dot C3 plus then the dollar sign and the single quotes, that is unit hyphen 2 dot C3. Okay, and I'm going to press enter, and now you can see that this time it has worked, isn't it? So same thing, if I just, there is a handle, there's a small, rectangle that you can see, a small box, not a rectangle, a small box. So that's the handle basically. So you can just, if you hover onto it, basically if you bring your mouse onto it, it becomes a plus sign, and just give a single click and drag it, and then it is going to get copied everywhere. Okay, so that's how simple it is. So what we have done right now is, we have, connected to other sheets, and then we have generated these numbers, and then for the total, if I want, I can straight away calculate the total of these numbers. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to again go to unit 1, select this total, then go to final, and I can type this as well, plus unit 2, this, come to final and press enter, and that's the total. Just because I wanted to show you how to just get connected to the other sheets. So this is how you can, connect to other sheets and can, generate a report from various sheets. So next is, what we're going to do is, we are going to learn about the hyperlinks. Now what are hyperlinks? Hyperlinks are basically links where you click onto it and you are redirected to something else. So basically a hyperlink is a word, is a term that is mostly used in HTML into websites, because websites have hyperlinks. When you click on the hyperlink, you get redirected to some other page, right? So that's a hyperlink, but we have something, a hyperlink in the calc as well. So basically if I want, a hyperlink data that I need to show in this particular cell, so basically that hyperlink can be a link to a website, a video, or to another document. Okay, so how we are going to do that is, I want a hyperlink over here in this particular cell. So I'm going to click on the insert, and there is an option called as hyperlink. The shortcut key is Control plus K. That's the shortcut key. So just select the hyperlink and the window will appear in front of you. And then it is asking, you want to connect to a hyperlink through the internet or to a email. So email will be basically an email ID, and when I say internet, is going to be the, the link of a website, or any link, maybe it's a YouTube link also. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to show how to do this with the internet, and for that, okay, let us have, a link to a YouTube video. So I have this video, and I'm going to copy this video, that is, go over here, copy this, and come back to my sheet. And now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to paste it over here. So I'm going to paste this, and then you can give a name to this. Okay, so I'm going to have a name like YouTube link. So this is going to get displayed in this particular cell. If you do not give any name, do not provide anything into this text, so what is going to happen, this link itself is going to get displayed. So I'm going to give a name to this, that is a YouTube link. Okay, that's it. And then I click apply and okay, and you can see that name that I gave is appeared in front of you in that particular cell. So how to, assume that, how we are going to know that this is a hyperlink basically is by clicking onto it, and the clicking process is like, you have to press the control key and then click onto it, and you can see that the video will get started. That's the YouTube link. So it's not like only a YouTube link, it can be a link to your website, anything, right? So this is how you can do it. So this is a YouTube link, and let me have one more cell over here. Let me go to insert, and also what I can do is, I can have a email address. So if I have an email address, so you can just type the email address, the subject, and then when you click onto it, it automatically opens into the Microsoft Mail, that is yeah, Microsoft Mail, where you can straight away just type the content because already you have provided the email ID of the recipient and the subject. Okay, most interesting is about the documents. So how you're going to work with documents, and this is the part that is given in the book as well. So documents, like you can connect to other documents. So what you can do is select the document and then select the path of the document. So I'm going to select the path of the document. So this is another sheet, and name of the sheet is test. Okay, this is just for the testing purpose that I created. And in this particular sheet I have, in this particular workbook I have 4 sheets that I created. Okay, so let me first select this particular document, that's a spreadsheet basically, and then there is something called as target in document. Okay, now what exactly is target in document is basically if there are 4 sheets and I want to open the 4th sheet directly. Okay, so that target I can specify out here. So how I'm going to do that is, there is a button out here, click onto that, and then you can see that it is showing me all the 4 sheets that I have in this particular spreadsheet document. Okay, so I'm going to say sheet 2. Okay, you can also specify some range also. Okay, but I'm going to say there are 4 sheets. I want to target the second sheet, apply, close, and simply say give a name to this, or if I keep this as text, click OK. You can see now that entire that path has been specified. Okay, now what you can do is do the same thing, press the control key and give a click onto that, and now you can see that the document, now this is a test document that got opened in front of you. And also not even that, even that sheet 2 is been selected, as you can see at the bottom. Why? Because I had that target that I set was to sheet 2, and that is the reason why we have this as the sheet 2 is in open mode in front of you, and this is sheet 1, this is sheet 2, sheet 3, and sheet 4. So these were the 4 sheets in the document. So this is how you can create a hyperlink to any YouTube channel, to any website, to any local document of yours. Okay, so that is all about for today's students. Now there is an exam, upcoming exam, so please start preparing. The syllabus is anyway pretty simple because already we have taken a lot of revision. So that is the reason that I'm just going ahead with the syllabus, because we have done a lot of revision, and it's pretty plain, all very simple. So in the next class we are going to just go through some of the leftover of this chapter, and that is how to connect to the external data. Okay, that is something we are going to take some time to understand. So let us take that into the next class. So go ahead, practice it, study your major subject for this. I'm not going to say that do not study computers, but yes, okay, you first give preference to the major subjects, but definitely you have to give a lot of preference to computers also, because without computers nothing is possible in today's world. Because you can see that today if we are connected with each other, it is only because of the technology, isn't it? So computers is something, whichever field you go, you need to know computers. So yes, go ahead and study your major subjects, then come back to computers. Okay, that's it. Bye for now.